Hi, my name is Sydney Dash. I'm doing my book report for Com 613. The book that I decided to do was The Now Revolution. I'm pretty much just going to go over the highlights and the key points of the book. And I'm just going to go over a couple of things that I think could be fixed better. And then just concluding it all up throughout the process of the video. Thank you. Okay, the book I decided to do was The Now Revolution by Jay Baer and Amber Noslin. So basically, the summary of the book is a breakdown of the seven major concepts to take into consideration with the new world of social media. The social channels offers dozens of ways to connect with customers. He very much goes through them and explains how to bounce back even if we come into issues using social media as a main source of promoting our brand or organization. So basically, he wants you to have a plan, be active, notice you have leverage with social media, and don't let the users control your brands with comments. He also outlines how you can retool your organization to capitalize on real-time businesses. Each of his themes in the book are studied and exampled by a case study, which I thought was very interesting that he broke it down with each segment of the 7 shifts to make your business better. So the whole book resumes on the 7 major concepts that he wants you to bring in while introducing yourself into social media. So the first one he says is engineer a new bedrock. Basically, he wants you to take in consideration about the culture. So your organization needs to have the right culture before you can succeed in any type of communication, including social media. The second one he says is find talent that you can trust. Pretty much saying social media is fast-paced. Decisions need to be made on the fly, and that means having talent coworkers that you can trust, which I honestly agree with. I think that was one of the most important ones, having a stable team within your organization. His third one was organize your armies. Basically what this one was is when you are a team or one of many, there has to be some organized way that you can approach social media. So have a plan, be active. I think one of the examples he used was like a social media specialist, somebody who specifically specializes in social media would have way more of an impact on an organization than would just getting some random person who isn't as into social media, doesn't have a lot of followers, and doesn't really know the tactics of how to promote a brand in social media. So that was organize your armies. The next one was answer the new telephone. Basically what this one was just like most businesses, eventually you have to accept that customers can be contacted via phone, and now social media is an even better way to get in contact with an actual brand. Before, people used to wait hours and hours on the phone. Now you can leave a comment on the social media page, and that has more impact because millions of other people can see how you handled that issue as a business. So I think that one was also pretty important. His number 5 was emphasize responsibility. Basically what this meant was learn the best ways to respond to a customer. I think there should be different tactics depending on the situation, but customers have questions and issues. Beyond that, they're actually leading to discuss your organization and how you're going to improve so that you don't have these instances occurring over and over again. So in that chapter, he highlights ignoring, listening, responding, participating, and storytelling. That's also a couple of things that we went over all over during this course in public relations. His number 6 was build a fire extinguisher. What this means is identify, evaluate, and deal with the social media issues, particularly a crisis. So when a brand has a crisis, there needs to be a crisis communication plan in place so that the brand doesn't completely fall apart. Specifically on social media, when there's a social media crisis, act fast. That's pretty much what I got from this. His last one was make a calculator. This one was kind of confusing to me, but he basically was talking about return on investment, how he wants you to identify and achieve with social media. So what is your goal to achieve using your social media account promoting your brand, and how to track those results in order to better the goals over time. So set your goals, establish how you're going to achieve them, and return the investment. That's basically what I think that he was saying. Overall, the book was not bad at all. Do I think that some parts were kind of confusing, but I think he did better with the case studies and the examples that he provided with each chapter. As far as things that I've found about critiquing the book, some of the stuff was kind of redundant, just repeating common knowledge about business management. So, I mean, just having a plan, certain things that I thought were simple, and I felt like he kind of repeated over and over in the chapter. I don't know if that was because he wanted to, I guess, put emphasis on the importance of how important it was when relating, repeating some of the stuff, but I found some of the certain items in the chapter to be redundant. The other thing is I think the book focuses on large-scale marketing, but not the small important things, such as what do the cost of getting involved in social media, learning what the individual or the employee's interest is into expanding. I think they talked about it as a corporation, but they didn't break it down into individual employees and their goals and exactly feeding in how to interact their input into making the brand successful on social media. Lastly, I would say overall, I'm not saying it was a completely like brand new idea, and I think because it came out in 2011 is that it's kind of outdated, which that's not anything to blame, but I think it could be updated. There's definitely more scholarly articles that handle specifically social media in the new world today, with it being 2021. So I think some of the material isn't as valid now as it probably was back when the book was first created. Other than that, I think it's a good read, but I do think there's some things, if I had to critique it, those would be the things that I would go over. Just a redundancy and kind of focusing too large term of the brand and not really individualistic behind it.